welcome to day 13 of my craft room clear out series. I'm Sarah Jane from Cards and a Cuppa, and in this series I'll be using my stamp sets one last time before I say goodbye. Today we've got Be the Star, which is a really cool star image and sentiment stamp set, and I'm going to make a spinner card. I haven't made one of these for quite some time, but I thought it might be quite fun with this hand-drawn look star. So let's get going. So I'm going with a real red and Night of Navy colour combination. So I'm going to start by cutting the Night of Navy card base. I'm going to make a square card, so I'm going to cut it at 14.8 centimetres and then flip it and score it at the same 14.8. Now I don't want the red to cover the whole of the front completely, so I'm going to cut that a little shorter. So I think about to there, so let's just see what that is. So actually it's about 10.5 centimetres. And we're going to cut that with a small border, so we'll cut that at 14.3, and that will cover the bottom section like that. So I need some white card to stamp the star, and so I'm going to use, like I say, this sketched looking star. I think I might ink that up in markers again, just to continue with the red and blue colour combination. That one will be big enough. And then I'm going to use these little stars to stamp the background of the red card. So we'll do this first. We'll do red in the centre. These markers are great value. I've had these since I started with Stampin' Up, so I've had them about 15 years, and I may be tempting fate here, but so far all the ones I've picked up to use in this series have been perfectly fine, so they have done really well. So I'm going to huff on this now. And stamp that. Lovely. And then I'm going to stamp these two. I think what I might do is stamp the solid star, which is this one, using red ink. But this one here, the little flurry of stars, if you like, I might use Versamark just to make them a bit paler for a contrast. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one in real red. And that just gives a different sort of tone to the background. And the other thing you will need to make this card is a couple of pennies. So let me just first of all cut out this this star. is the word window punch. If you don't have this, a small circle punch, I know what you could do is you would punch a 1/2 inch circle out of each end as far in as the punch will go, and then cut it with a craft knife in the between the 2 holes to make a window. As long as the punch is smaller than the penny but bigger than your dimensional, so that it can roll. The word window fits perfectly, which is why it's the best thing for it. But if you don't have that, then you have to improvise. So I think that may be a bit low, so I think I'm going to go with about here. So start in the centre and then work your way along using the first punch as a guide. You're better to make several small cuts and extend it and keep it straight than you are to try and go off the edge of it, so that you may get it not straight. So that seems to be the best thing. So that 1/2 inch does look quite a little bit bigger than that, but it's not much bigger actually when you look at it. But if you've got something slightly smaller than the 1/2 inch, I don't have something much smaller, but yeah, so 1/2 inch would probably work though. And so we're going to add one of the pennies to the back of this star with a dimensional. And then another dimensional to that penny. And then pop the penny, not that way, upside down. And pop the penny in the hole, and then remove the backing to add the other penny over the top. And then you're going to have to wiggle this to soften the edges of your dimensional so it runs smoothly. So unless you have round dimensionals, which I don't. So once this has spun a few times, it will roll, so bear with me. And then once that's on the card, so we'll put that on with some foam tape again. That fit, I think that's too wide. I'll cut that in half, just because I feel it needs good support on the card base, because it is quite heavy with the pennies, I feel. So this can go top and bottom then. A bit long there. And another strip across the bottom. And this does need a double layer of foam pads on the back to allow the penny to roll. And then we're going to add that to our card base. And then while I was looking for the 1/2 inch punch, I found this little star. So I think we'll punch a few white stars out and add those to the card front. And then obviously we've got to make a sentiment as well. We need to make sure that that is stuck down flat because we don't want it catching on that star. And a few sequins in between as well. Now while that glue dries, we'll make a little sentiment to go on this as well. Just pop that to one side. And then I thought we could use the Brilliant sentiment. And I've got another punch actually. It's a very punch day. This is the label punch. I'm not sure, it's got like a zigzag end. It's quite a versatile little punch. I'm going to stamp that sentiment in navy. Upside down, but that's okay, we're punching it out. I think I'll punch it to one side, and then I might punch out a little red and navy star as well. Let's have a look. Oh, maybe just a red. That's enough, I think. Add that and a sequin in the centre. Just a little one for this. Medium, maybe. No, actually, a little one. Yeah, better. And I pop a foam pad on the back of that. I will use a dimensional for this because it doesn't take up a lot. There we go. And so that's a spinner card. And so there we have today's card, which is day 13 in my craft room clear out series. And we've made a spinner card using Be the Star by Stampin' Up. And I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. And I'll be back tomorrow with day 14 and trendy trees. Don't forget to subscribe, like and subscribe on YouTube to get notifications, and follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Cards and a Cuppa. Thank you.